Alright, let's get it.
Olamos.
Okay, we gotta make sure that it doesn't leave halfway through. That's a thing
Yes,
to
we
look
do
out
got
for.
to do that.
Olamos.
What's good?
What's bad, everybody?
Tell us your problems with life.
To be
Guys,
honest,
Trust us.
I kind of feel like just like doing some like going through questions on Twitter again or whatever. I really don't have much conversation in me off of recent events.
Yeah, everything's kind of dry right now thanks to Miss Rona.
Morona.
Yeah,
Coronavirus.
It doesn't really matter for us since we're not monetized in the first place. But every time somebody mentions the coronavirus in a YouTube video, they get demonetized now, which is fun.
Oh, is it because like the no talking about tragedies thing?
I don't know. It's just literally if you say the word coronavirus in a video, YouTube is like and then like puts a facts about COVID-19, which isn't bad, but then they demonetize you. I do not know the factuals, but this is what I've been hearing.
See,
I'm
this is
willing
why
to
you shouldn't be
bet.
talking about this because you don't know the facts.
Well, I'm willing to bet that they don't do that for like any sort of corporation,
Yeah,
which
they
is
don't do
funny
it for like
because
celebrities.
it's funny because like a lot of YouTubers do like sort of a news update kind of deal where they'll like talk about recent events. So it's funny to think that a genuine news corporation could get away with saying something, but then someone who's doing sort of the same thing but isn't as a corporation couldn't get away with it. It's kind of a hierarchy, to be honest.
Yes.
YouTube is a late stage capitalist nation.
Yo.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's even worse than that because there's really not much going on in like America that really takes away from your freedom of speech, and
Yeah,
YouTube
more
is
like
literally censoring people from saying coronavirus.
Yeah, it's not really economy based. It's
Well, I
more
mean,
it's more of
if
an
we're not talking
authoritarian
economy based, then
regime.
YouTube is definitely not a late stage capitalist state.
I was just goofing, but I have been enlightened. I would now say it is more of an issue of YouTube being a authoritarian state, not similar to North Korea, because North Korea is a beautiful place of freedom.
Yes.
Well said.
And the supreme leader is great and beautiful
Good.
man. He has a great haircut.
An illegal haircut. But
Jokes aside, that is one magnificent haircut.
but that dude is bad as shit. Like I don't know. It's just kind of hard to see certain people as evil as they are. You know, like Kim Jong Un just looks too funny for me to take him seriously.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I would take him seriously if I had to like deal with him in some sort of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks like the kid from Up.
Yeah.
To me.
That's funny.
That is factual.
What are you playing right now?
I'm playing Obama Yum Simulator by Kim Jong-il the Fourth.
We should do the gaming live stream for real, though.
Yeah, we've all, Devin, I don't know where you've been, but a lot of time, we haven't been like keeping up lately. So for the viewers, we've been talking about doing like some sort of gaming live stream where we all play a game together.
We mentioned it like last or 2 episodes ago, right?
Yeah, I think we did, but basically we haven't done it. And like part of we haven't been talking within the past few days that much, but Devin, you've been kind of unavailable a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's true because yes.
No, it's true because no. But yeah, I'm not like mad, but I just like we haven't really had that much time where we're all on the same page of like having a big swath of time. Like,
Yes.
Bro, this has to be our most uninteresting beginning of a podcast to date. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. We've had some rough starts.
This start isn't even rough. It's like nothing. We're kind of discussing our
business.
problems with our time not linking up for us to stream. I don't know if this is really engaging.
The viewers want to stay updated. Griffen, I'm not sure what you're on about.
What are you on
but
about,
yeah,
Mike?
Live stream might be coming soon.
Maybe, possibly.
Anyway, yeah.
Are we?
All right.
Okay, let's just move on for now.
So,
Mac DeMarco's only 29. He has like, I'm sorry, but this video just got posted of him on Instagram, and he has like male pattern baldness that's like developing. He's only 29.
That's tough.
I keep
like
forgetting.
Literally there's a bald spot starting to grow in like his, like, you know, what are like the sort of back top of his head. I don't know what you'd call that, but it's like the sort of balding dad kind of look, and he's not even quite 30.
That's not a great look.
That's not a fit.
That's not drippy.
Male pattern baldness is officially not a fit.
Non-drippy.
That is the least amount of drip a single person can have.
Okay, I may be incorrect, but aren't like white people significantly like more likely to be bald? Like,
probably.
I don't know. I feel like
actually.
I don't know any sort of statistic of racial patterns.
Yeah, I don't know the statistic, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't see it. Like, all the people I've seen with like that ring, you know, where it's like the middle is bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if they're like in their 30s or something. That like, I feel like that's kind of young to be balding.
Yeah.
Always white.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't have any. I know you guys don't have input on that. Just something I've noticed in my observation of the universe.
The
combos. Should we do questions from Twitter?
I'm gonna pull up questions.
There's like one image of Mac DeMarco in which he looks like Cole Bennett, but then the other ones are like not at all similar to looking like Cole Bennett. But there's just this one that looks like Cole Bennett.
I have no idea what Cole Bennett looks like.
Really? Wow.
I can picture Cole Bennett. I've like, never seen I don't know if I really feel that strongly about Mac DeMarco looking similar to Cole Bennett in a picture. That's kind of pretty unremarkable to me.
Yeah, it's very remarkable.
That is an interesting fact to me.
Hi. Okay.
Factoid moment.
Yes.
Okay. Just one time, well, casually. I'm trying to like figure out if these questions are good, but also not just sit there and be like what I just did. Like,
I think we'll just have to go in, blind, hands down,
I'm
dicks
gonna
wet.
just like I just dip my toes in a little bit with this question, and I'm gonna just like jump right in. We'll see if this one is good. It has the word drinking in it, so. All right,
Just dip your balls in a little bit.
This one time, while casually day drinking in college, my friend spilled beer on my bed, covered it up, and never told me about it until I found out after she left. I tried to call her out on it, but she tried to justify it because I'd be mad. There was only 3 of us. What? So she spilled beer on your bed? What?
So she's saying, like, she tried to justify it by saying she didn't want to make the writer of this fan fiction angry.
I guess.
That's not very good reasoning. I would say my official opinion on the situation is if you spill beer on someone's bed, well, don't do that. And then if you do, why are you day drinking on someone's bed? That's kind of strange. Don't do that. And if you do, you should probably tell the person. This person sounds like a really terrible friend. I mean, like, look.
How have you taken this much away from it? They just didn't bring up the fact they spilled beer.
No. But I'm thinking about like the subliminals, the little details of things.
The signs.
Think about it. This is a person who not only is just a weirdo who doesn't tell you when they spilled beer on your bed. Right? What a strange person. You can't even have fun with them unless you're drinking. Like, you've gone as far as drinking during the middle of the day just to have fun with your friend. Like, get some new friends, bud.
So
go back in time and get new
I feel like there's too much assumption going on. It's weird they didn't just admit to spilling beer on their bed, but really the situation is this person was drinking and they spilled their beer and they cleaned it up kind of and then just didn't mention it. It's not like super deep to me.
I'm just trying to make
this person is a bad friend. I was you said let's
very
go in
serious.
blind, so like I wasn't really guaranteeing that the question would have more to take away. I feel like we should probably just move on.
I know.
I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead, Devin.
What did they think? Did they think the person was just gonna come back and be like, "Hey, somebody spilled beer on my bed"? But since they didn't tell me that they did it, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna gain from not telling them?
Exactly that, but I don't know what you think you did.
That's
there.
about as far as it goes.
Okay,
That's the end of the road. Okay, keep going.
Okay, this one seems interesting. Okay, okay, I'm a little bit concerned that this person thought up this question. I'm not gonna lie. I think this person's been spending a little bit too much time with their self in this quarantine season, but This person says, if you were in a situation where you had to fight fully grown adults to the death, only using one item that is not normally a weapon and cannot be turned into one easily, no glass objects, no fragile machines with sharp bits inside, what would you guys choose and why? Like, see, this is kind of a strange quest. Like, I feel like either this dude, like, thought of it over a long time of spending a little bit too much time just contemplating to their self, or bro had this question ready for, like, months.
Well, I don't know if this counts as easily turned into a weapon because I wouldn't really modify it. But like,
Well, he's saying, like, if you don't really need to make any sort of modification, this is like some where someone wouldn't just instantly look at it and be like, oh yeah, that would be a great weapon, because he's like, you can't, you can't, like, it can't be sharp or anything that has been associated as a weapon, so you couldn't even say like a baseball bat. But I mean, go ahead if that doesn't
well, I
fit
would
in.
say like I mean, this is okay. This is a cheat answer then, but I would say a shovel, obviously, in my first.
Oh yeah.
That's just easy weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say a shovel. Then like, I don't know what, because like, yeah, I'm gonna think on this a bit more because that was my original answer, but that's kind of lame.
Yo,
What do you want to go?
wait. You could use like a fan, but like modify it so that it goes really fast and like
But you
Mm,
can't
just
yeah,
hold
modify
it
yeah.
in
it.
front of you.
Or wait, did they say you can't
Wait,
modify it? I don't even remember. Okay, using only using one item that is not normally a weapon and cannot be turned into one easily. So you can
I don't.
modify this, but it can't be something where you look at it and you're like, "Oh yeah, if I
But
sharpen
I
that
think
edge,
he
this
he
would be a
means
weapon."
I think he means like you can't do it easily. So
Yeah,
like
you
like
can't
so
turn
like
it into a weapon
yeah
easily.
But
Like
do
but
you
like
this.
I
know
think
how to?
the reason for that is that you couldn't modify it at all because you are given it like I don't know. I feel like if part of the point is you have to use it in its like natural state.
Uh, I think it's just saying like some just like so it's
I
not really something viewed normally as a potential weapon, like because he could say just non-modified and that would take less words.
That's true. All right. So a fan that goes hella fast. Is that what you
That's
said?
an yeah. There's something that's an option. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess would a belt count? Because it can be used as a weapon, and it is sometimes it commonly used to administer pain.
A what? A
A
belt?
belt,
Okay.
yes.
Oh yeah.
That's probably a very effective one. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think uh like that counts, but I don't know. That's actually used as a tool for harming frequently.
Yeah,
So like someone like if I look at a belt,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I wouldn't be like I'm gonna use it for this. But if I see a belt, I would like think that it is a potential weapon.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Like
know if
I guess I don't know. It really sort of depends how you interpret the question, because like it could sort of go a lot of ways. But I do feel like, yeah, if someone was like walking up to me carrying a belt like as an
Oh yeah,
added
for
item,
sure.
not
That's
that they were
definitely a
wearing
more
it,
yeah.
yeah, like there's really no interpretation. Like, oh yeah, casually, like someone just swinging around a belt for fun.
Oh bro, peep this belt. I like to just carry it around. It's quite nice actually.
Yo, feel this belt.
Feel it. It's got a nice texture to it. I'm gonna say like maybe a pen or
Mm.
uh, although I feel like a pen is something you'd see used in an action movie, but would actually really suck to have to use in real life. Like I can't imagine there's much power you can get out of a pen other than if you just bash someone on like the side of the head with it.
The pen
Yeah.
from Percy Jackson. I mean, you could like
Oh, that's a weapon.
yeah, you could jam it into somebody's ear.
Well, it is
Like
a
just
bronze sword.
no. I mean, just a pen
Uh,
to like, cause like, and if you rupture the eardrum, it'll like
yeah,
hurt, and then also like send them off balance.
but that's kind of difficult. Like,
Yeah. That's
but the main
very
thing with the pen
difficult.
is like you have to be really you have to close the distance, and
Yeah,
I'm assuming they're not letting you get close, and then you have to have a good range of motion to get power. I mean, you might just be better off with your hands, really, because you
Yeah.
can bash someone's head in with your hands. Similar, like a little bit more difficult. You have to
yeah,
like be a little bit more accurate than with a pen. But
Yeah.
like I don't know, you've got more mobility and versatility. I don't know, agility.
mobility and versatility.
Versatility.
I feel like, okay, since for me, I guess this might be a little bit of a finesse, like kind of a loophole, but this isn't considered a weapon. It's definitely deadly though, and also if someone has it, that's non-suspicious unless they're using it aggressively. And this person only said using one item, so I would say like a truck. You could just hit them.
Oh, okay, that you kind of outsmarted us. A truck would definitely be optimal. Although, I mean, obviously, I would definitely rather defend myself with a truck than a pen. But if we're really like going into this and considering all the flaws of each thing,
Yeah.
if you think about it, if you're in like a closed space or something, or an arena of some sorts, and you're fighting like that, a truck is gonna be extremely difficult to maneuver.
No, it's just
Yeah.
like they drop you in an arena with your weapon of choice, and then you just pulling up with a truck.
Like a Chevy, just drive. You could
You
just
get to choose
like,
the type of truck too,
yeah.
Just a semi truck.
Yeah, if you have it, like,
and the
if there's
brand.
just an arena, that would be hilarious. There's just like it's like a Roman esque thing. There's an audience and like an introduction, and as you're introduced, you could just literally end it in the beginning ceremonies. Like as both opponents run out to the center of the stage, you just run them over on sight. Because it's not like
That's
running
funny.
someone over is much of a process opposed to like fighting them. It's sort of one action, like you drive up and then hit them.
You come out driving the truck, and they're like looking at the crowd, like pumping their fists, and you just run them over.
Yeah, they're like, this person's choice of weapon is I don't they chose a table leg, and they're just like flaunting around a sharpened table leg, and then you just run them over.
A table leg would be pretty good though, realistically. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah,
that
just
because that's
whack him
like
in the
a
head.
dense wood too. That could have a lot. That's sort of like the same deal as a bat, and also it definitely isn't normally considered a weapon in any way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, it wouldn't be super easy. That like I mean, it's simple, but it's more than literally just sharpening it because you'd also have to remove it from the table itself.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we were given time to modify the weapons, that's technically in the rules, but I feel like with, you know, uh, a, like time to prepare something, you could modify almost anything into a weapon if it has like a decent size by just putting spikes on it or something.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess I'd go with, I don't know why I can't think of like just items that could be weaponized. I swear I'm almost always thinking about this. But like,
Just blanking right now.
yeah, whenever you try to think of how you could weaponize something, you can't do it. The struggle is real.
For real.
Pharrell Williams, yeah. I guess we can move on because I don't have anything else.
No, we definitely can't.
Damn
We're
it.
stuck on this conversation.
Yeah. We
Okay,
cannot move.
let's see. Uh I was about to pull up there like I'm literally on Twitter. I can see another question, man, but is that copyrighted?
What?
Is that copyrighted?
What?
What?
That song that was playing?
What
What
song?
song?
What?
What are you
Bro,
talking
what? I'm so
about?
confused. I literally was just on Twitter reading through these non-video responses, and there's music playing from somewhere. That's why I was like a little bit like, could we not do that? Because I thought one of you was playing a song. That's so weird.
No.
I don't know. I must have some open that got like an ad or some.
Yeah, I was kind of
Cause
confused
like
at first, but I thought you were just talking about you couldn't find any tweets because you were like, "Well, I'm just sitting here reading these tweets," and I thought you were
yeah, I
just
was
like,
like, yeah, because I was like literally about to read a tweet, and then I heard a song in my earbuds, and I was like, I'm about to read one. Can we not do this, please? But I guess, yeah, I guess some app I have open either Google, Snapchat, or Twitter just started playing a song. So that's
all three of them.
totally my bad.
Well, we didn't
Yeah,
hear it,
that's
so
weird.
we're fine. We're doing good, guys. Not that we
Once
are
my
fine. I mean, like the
girlfriend,
podcast is not at risk.
well, I mean, not of
Yeah,
copyright, but I feel like I
yeah,
need to explain myself because that was probably
yeah.
really
No,
weird if you didn't hear the song. But
we're
okay, this dude says, once my girlfriend bought a drink from some small shop. When she paid with cash, the cashier took the change and put it directly into the tip jar.
what the
I
hell?
said she should have taken the change out of the jar. She ended up not saying anything. What do you think? Isn't that illegal? Like,
That's so weird. What is wrong with that person, bro?
also, how much change are we talking? Like, imagine, how sometimes people pull up to get like $80 worth of groceries and bring like $100 bill. What if their change was like $30 and it's like, yep, going in the tip jar?
Well, then they kind of deserve it. if they had like I don't feel, I don't know. I feel like it's, if you're gonna pay with an obscene amount of money more than you need, like, and
Well,
someone, I mean, I'm not saying it's
if you
legal.
buy,
I'm
if
just
you're
saying they deserve
planning
it.
on buying like $80 worth of some, it'd be more convenient to bring 100 than 420s.
Oh, I thought were talking about like they were making a minuscule purchase for with a large amount of money, like buying buying condoms with like $20.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
that's
don't know
not
if they
enough to
deserve
like.
to have their money taken away.
I know, but I'm just saying like I don't feel bad for them. Like
Well,
if
what
you
if they only had a 20? Like,
no,
I'd,
I mean that was a bad example, but I'm just saying like if you pull up to the taco truck, like to flex, like let me get $6 worth of tacos with $100 bill, fresh from the bank, a crisp $100 bill, and then the guy, like, I don't know, puts some of it, puts it into the. I mean, this isn't what happened. This isn't really relevant, but you just brought up like if it was a large amount of money.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we really went
yeah.
in a different
Anyway,
direction.
yeah, that's really strange and probably illegal.
I
Is
mean,
what
it's
I.
definitely illegal. They literally didn't earn that money.
Yeah,
Like they just took their money. They technically are a thief.
it's just strange.
So that's such a, something about it is really humorous to me to picture though. Like I would be kind of mad no matter how much it is, just because that's a jerky thing to do. But like it's really funny to picture. They just they had their change and they just like one movement just put it in the tip jar.
Yeah, that's weird.
I like to picture they did it like robotically. Like this is just what they do, whether it's $80 and change somehow or like a cent. They just without thinking, just straight away the money goes right in the tip jar. It's like an inanimate movement. They just have that programmed into their mind. Like whenever there's any change, they're like, "Oh, it's mine, tip jar."
Yeah, that's weird.
I feel like that person's so entitled.
Yeah, don't be a jerk
That's facts.
when you're working somewhere or dealing with people who work at like food services or something. Just don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is unfortunate too because it's like so often that people are just a total jerk to someone in like a retail kind of service just because they're like, oh yeah, you're working to service me. I don't have to
Yeah.
respect you doing your job. But then it's like this person as the cashier is totally in the wrong and just straight up weird.
Yeah, it's a evil world we live in.
They had to turn the tables a little bit.
Flip they break the stereotypes.
This is breaking boundaries with stereotypes. This is actually a major progressive moment.
Yes, if you have morals, you should support this.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna just go into this one again without any sort of real glimpse through it. We're just going right in. I ended up going bald. Wait, what? I ended up going bald in quarantine. And
Oh, he shaved his head.
that's such a weird phrase.
Yeah.
I just lost all my hair. Okay, I ended up going bald in quarantine, and my siblings love touching my head / just jostling it around really aggressively. Is it right for me to yell at them? I haven't thus far, and they keep doing it. Not only is it annoying, sometimes it's painful. What the heck? Well, if they're hurting you, you should tell them to stop, because if people are like shaking around your head and it's giving you pain, that could give you a concussion or brain damage, and that's easy to say a non-preferable situation.
Yeah, I
I
would
mean,
definitely say I don't know if you have to yell at them, but
Yeah.
if you have told them to stop, you can yell at them, and if they aren't listening,
Yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
yeah. I mean, it it kind of doesn't really depend, but it throws another variable into it depending on how old they are. Like if they're
Yeah,
small children and you like scream at them to stop, uh, that's a bit questionable. But if you like,
if they're like
if you're like,
middle
please stop,
school or above, I would
yeah,
say yelling at them is appropriate if they're not stopping.
yeah.
Yeah.
En
Especially
mi
if you told
opinion,
them to stop and they have not.
Yeah,
no.
definitely.
If you told them to stop and they have not, you can't yell at them. You can only yell at them if they had no warning.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Alright. Let's see. I'm actually scroll down a bit just to change it up. Let's get a little bit of a new sort of tweet roster going. Let's see. Okay. Here's a question, since I guess this, never mind, this one applies directly to the podcast of Gus and Eddie, so we don't really have much input on that.
What do
What's
you mean? Yeah, we
something
do.
that's happened while y'all were living together? Okay, never mind. Nope. Uh, Maybe I shouldn't have scrolled down. Okay. Uh, Oh my goodness. Okay, it's literally all questions that are like about either some that happened involving their podcast or like a personal question for Gus and Eddie. Let's see. Okay, this one starts with I, a civilized person. So this is probably interesting. So this person says, I, a civilized person, spread peanut butter evenly on one bread to the absolute edge, then plop some jelly on the other bread, others in capitalized, so needed, and spread that out evenly as possible. Okay, and then put the two breads together. Every bite is a uniform bite. Perfect PB and J. that's that's not much of a question.
Yeah, this is
That's it.
this is correct.
I thought
I'm
there's gonna
really
be like an
missing.
opposing side.
It's not like what do you think about this? It's just
I do
this
this.
is how I make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Man, I'm really disappointed because I always get like at least decent questions, but I always hit, but then I've been missing like 5 questions in a row. I'm
Yeah, you've
sad
been
about this.
lacking you've been lacking lately, Griffin. Now I get to ask a question. All right. Um,
Okay.
I found this one. Does an Uncrustable work as the bread and wine for communion? I believe it should, as it has bread and grape jelly, and people replace wine with grape juice all the time, so replacing wine with jelly isn't too crazy. I mean,
No,
Definitely not, but I wouldn't be opposed to that if
it's
I
it's
was.
it's funny. It's fun. Maybe for like
The
the
kids.
yeah, the like kiddies youth group, like kindergarten and under.
But I don't think Jesus was bleeding anything the consistency of jelly. I would hope not. Otherwise, he was on his way
you
out
did,
before he got off.
Yeah.
We got the whole church eating uncrustable sandwiches.
The church hose. That was like when you're at
Don't
church
talk to her. She's
and the
the church
hose
hoe.
are
Don't talk to her. She's the church hoe.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. I might just bounce back right now. I'm not even gonna read this question. I'm gonna just go for a gamble. If this question is good, this is my comeback moment. I'm gonna just go all out. I don't even know what this says, but I'm gonna start reading right now. I watched The Walking Dead for years up until season 7 and then stopped because it got boring and repetitive. My friend says the new seasons are good and I'm unfairly judging the show by not watching them. How am I being unfair if I followed it for years? Okay, I'm going to say that I didn't do too bad with this question.
Uh, it's not a bad question, but like to be honest, there's no there's not much input to be had.
Well, I kind of
Like
have
you're
an
not
opinion, to
okay.
be
Okay.
honest. I feel like there's sort of a it's sort of a like dumb idea that you could be unfair to a show by dropping it after it's boring season after season, because it's like if the people making the show are failing. And actually, yeah, this is something I feel strongly about because honestly, like I know sometimes an actor's on multiple shows at once and writers do a lot of work and sometimes they even write for multiple shows at once, but really if you're dedicated to like a couple shows, and especially if you're literally working on a singular show at the moment, if you're letting this show get bad, like as a group, they're collectively letting the show run out of steam. That is genuinely such an embarrassment. Like you're literally letting yourself be incompetent. This is what you do for a living. Like it bothers me about SNL how they should
Yeah.
be on weekly, and they literally sometimes do it like every other week because they're just like, "Oh yeah, we're not doing it this week. We're doing like a break." Or sometimes there's like a 2-week period when the show idea is it's every Saturday. It's like the show isn't even that funny anymore. Why don't
Yeah,
you
it kind
come
of
in and
fell off
grind?
hard. Yeah.
Like I feel like some of the reason for that has to be because they're lazy about it. Why don't you try to get it out every week so that there's actually some sort of momentum to it? Like it sort of bothers me when groups of people can just let a show sort of lose its steam, because again, like sometimes you're working on other stuff simultaneously and all these different deals, but it's like this is what they do for a living. If I started like showing, if I had like an office job and I started showing up late all the time and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I don't really care. I don't feel as motivated about it." I'm going to get fired.
Yeah, I agree on that part, but I'm just saying like it's not that deep, bro. Just maybe I don't think either person is like wrong. I think it's kind of weird to like I don't think he's being too harsh on judging it because he was devoted to it and stopped enjoying it, and the quality got worse in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he's not being harsh, but also if his friend says it's good and got better and like admits that it fell off at some point, why not give it a shot? Like you could just watch it again and see if you like it because they're giving you your friend is giving you a suggestion.
I
Like
definitely agree on that, but I feel like
just
to be honest, the friend is a little bit like, since he said he's being unfair, That's why
Yeah.
I sort of went on my little tangent. Like, I feel like it's more than fair. Like, if you feel strongly that a show is just letting you down, then I feel like it's more than fair to be like, well, I'm not watching this anymore. I don't have any
Well,
motivation to.
okay, I'm really assuming here. I don't know this, but I
Yeah.
kind of assumed that the reason he was accused of being unfair is because his friend said it got better and he should watch it. And then this guy's like, no, I'm not watching it. The show is bad forever. Like, it
I
kind of
mean,
seems like this
under
guy's
that
refusing.
assumption, that's unfair. But this guy's
Yeah.
saying he just, he
Yeah.
isn't, like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
But he is saying he doesn't want to watch it because it fell off and he's.
Well, he said, should I give it a try? He's
Uh,
saying, like, am I really being unfair if
then
I
I
followed it for years?
I definitely think he should give it a try because it is kind of unfair, not to the show, but to your friend to be like, I don't know, you're wrong. I don't trust your recommendation. Like, that's kind of
Yeah,
mean.
but I mean, that's a whole different discussion because he's
Yeah.
talking about being unfair to the show.
Well, yeah. But I don't know. I would say
And to be honest,
give it a shot, bud.
even if the show bounced back incredibly, like, yeah, it's kind of rude to, like, well, really rude to the friend to just be like, no. But like, it's still, to be honest, I haven't actually watched much of
Yeah, I
Walking
haven't
Dead,
either.
but I feel like if we're, I've heard people say, like, it's sort of a really common opinion, at least from what I've heard, that it dipped for multiple seasons.
Yeah,
And to
yeah.
me, it's like, then, like, again, it's rude to the friend to be like, no, I will not even consider this. But like, but I can see where there's a lack of motivation. Like, again, is rude to the friend, but to the show, I think it's definitely fair to be doubtful
Yeah, I agree.
about its quality. It's like, if it's dipped for years, then it's like, it doesn't matter how hard it bounced back, it still can't be a pristine show overall. Like, maybe the new seasons are good, but there's still a huge rough patch.
Yeah. I agree. I think we can move on, Tay.
Alright,
Yeah.
I have some right here. So it says, am I insane for leaving the radio volume at an odd number? My girlfriend calls me a psychopath for doing so, but I prefer to leave it at odd numbers.
Wait,
That's insane. Screw you. Die.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't-
What? I didn't
Like,
quite
he leaves
catch
the
that.
volume of
On the
things
radio.
at an odd number because that is that's disgusting. Stop.
I mean, I don't really mind, but
I
the
don't.
thing
Yeah,
is-
I don't have any sort of an opinion on that. To be honest, I don't really
Okay,
know
so,
why that
I
would
mean,
matter.
But, like-
I get if you don't do this, but like, I don't know. I always figured it was something most like non out of the norm to do. Is like if you like set the volume of something, like there's no reason for it, but you just leave it at an even number because that's just it's like calming. Like I just
mean,
prefer
I sort
to
of
have
like
it.
it. Well, it really depends where in the range we're talking about, to be honest, because like 4 is nicer than 3, but to be honest, I like 5s and 10s and 20s
Yeah,
and 30s better
that's
than like a
different, but
19.
but
Yeah.
he's just saying odd numbers in general. So I'm assuming if it's at like a 40, he'll move it to a 41 or a 39, which I really disagree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just confused. Like, why he's saying that he prefers to leave it at odd numbers, which, like, you just move it to an odd number on purpose is a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah,
odd to
that's
me.
saying
That's
out of a
what-
preference, like he would actively like turn up the volume and see it's at 20 and then be like, I gotta turn it to 21. That's either like a very strange specific like OCD kind of thing, and in that case just leave it because it's out of their control. And if it's not OCD, that's very concerning. This person is an active threat.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't have OCD. I think I don't. I mean, I don't know whether I do or do not. I'm assuming I don't, and I don't want to like be like, oh yeah, I'm so OCD about this. Like, I don't mean to be an Emily, but like, uh, I don't know, just like if it's at like a 39, like the volume, then I want to set it to a 40 or something. Like,
Yeah.
like when I set the if I'm setting the volume, I would never put it at an odd number unless it's like a 5 or a 10 or something.
Yeah, that's understandable.
The situation goes in my head is he's in the car with his girlfriend. He turns the radio up and he's like switches it from 40 to 39, and she's like, "Yo, can you put it at 40?" No.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
I
I'm
like it
I'm
this
going.
way.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna say this guy is an active threat. I do not support his actions.
yeah. Okay, I got a question that it doesn't have like an insane amount of depth,
Death.
but
We're
I sort of have
technology.
an opinion on this.
It is in deep debt.
So, fam says, my boyfriend uses quote unquote a couple to refer to any amount of 2 or more, as in quote unquote a couple days, when he means like 5. But I think that it's misleading to use quote unquote a couple to refer to anything more than 2.5, especially in regards to the passage of time. Please help settle. For me, I definitely throw out either a couple or a few for anything that isn't like a massive number. I could have like 10 of something and say like, oh yeah, I have a few of these. But if I have like 1,000 of them, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I have a lot. But like, I don't know. To be honest, I feel like it's not that weird if it's like, because she specifically said 5, and it's like if something's 5 days, I feel like it's not that weird to be like, oh yeah, it's a couple of days.
I don't know, but
I mean,
a couple literally means 2 of something.
Yeah,
like a
grammatically
few. I think a few is a little bit more general, and a lot is
grammatically
specific.
Yeah, grammatically speaking, a couple is like 2. But just saying it, just like in a casual conversation, just saying like, "Oh, a couple days, maybe."
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like it's an undefined amount of time. So, or I don't know. What the
Yeah,
proper
but
usage
also
of that.
with I feel like there's a sort of a separate issue to this where it's like to refer like he especially in referring to time, it's like, so what is your boyfriend doing that he said would take a couple days and it took 5, and there's an unsettlement about this.
Yeah, she says this like this like traumatic experience when her boyfriend was like, "It'll take a couple days," and then
Well, I'm
5
saying
days.
more. I feel like there's kind of a suspicion, like something took way longer than it was supposed to. And she's like, it would take a couple days, but it's been like,
I don't know.
I don't know, but I agree. After thinking on it, I feel like that definitely more of the idea that it sort of applies to any relatively small number really works more for a few. But still, I don't feel that it's like strange for some to take 5 days and be like, oh yeah, it took a couple days.
Yeah. I don't know. Now that I think about it, like honestly, I somewhat act like it's subconscious but also active. Like am very specific about when I use a couple. But I think it's one thing to say, like, if you don't really know when something is coming in like the mail or something, and you know that it could be more than 2 days, and then you say a couple, that's different than if something took, you know how long it took, or you know how long it's going to take, and you know that it is not uh, 2 days, and then you say a couple. I feel like that's different. But like, if something could be here and I don't know when, and it could be 2 days, but it's probably even going to be more like 5 or more, I might say a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like at first I was a little bit more sort of like, I don't know, defending a little bit. And I guess now that I think about it, if some took 5 days, I would say it took a few. But like, I definitely still feel that it's not like strange. Like I just said, I feel like it's not really like super weird for some to take like 4 or 5 days and be like, yeah, it took a couple days.
I do feel like it's reasonable to like find it misleading when people
Yeah, well,
say
I
that.
feel like it depends on the context. Because if someone's like, because if a business says like, yeah, this will be shipped to you, it'll take a couple days, then
Yeah.
after like a week, I'm like, it's been a lot more than a couple days. But if a business says like, yeah, it'll take a few days, I might not even really think much of it until like the fifth, sixth day, you know?
I
Yeah.
might be completely wrong, but isn't a few like 7 or something, or is it just completely in
I
general?
think a few literally is three. I'm pretty sure it's literally
Oh,
just one up from a couple.
well,
I'm not. I mean,
either way,
yeah,
it's definitely used more generally than a
Yeah, a
couple.
few is way more loose than a couple.
Mhm.
yeah,
I don't know why that is. That's really weird because yeah, I can say confidently. I'll Google it just to be safe, but I'm really sure that a few means three.
Well,
yeah,
it's probably because for there's more uses for saying a couple where it is actually a couple, like I don't know,
Oh,
like
okay. So,
in a relationship wise, stuff like that. There's actually like I can't think of many reasons where I would say specifically 3 and
yeah,
use the word a few.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, okay. So a few means three or more. So
Okay,
if you
so it
had
is
two,
general.
so yeah, okay, I guess that makes more sense. So yeah, like if you had two of something, it's literally not a few. But if you have three or 1,000, then it's a few.
Yeah.
yeah. This is actually kind of interesting. I'm looking up a few, and like some of the articles that are about how like a few is different than few because just saying few without the
Well,
a
yeah,
is like
yeah.
emphasizing that it's a small number, which is kind of
Yeah.
yes.
We've actually been going for like exactly an hour now. Do you guys want to wrap?
I just want to do one more Bregunta because this one
Bet.
is very relevant to us, and I think we have a very heavy connection to this one. Hold on, let me find it.
I'm
Yeah,
interested now. I want to see what this is.
this is very relevant to us, and we definitely have everything to do with it. So, um, uh, so I've seen you on Good Mythical Morning as a cameo multiple times now. What's your relationship with GMM, and how'd you get to meet them in the first place? We've been on GMM so many times, and I mean, I think we have a good uh relationship with the boys. Written link, or as I like to call them, R and L.
Do you
Uh,
guys
I
watch Good Mythical Morning?
I
Yeah,
still have Good Mythical Morning merch from like fifth grade, and I am not like, I don't wear it, and it's kind of small, but like I don't know. Well, actually, I want to say obviously I've grown since fifth grade. It's only kind of small because it was massive on me back in fifth grade.
I
But
mean,
anyways, I still don't have any like disappointment in ownership
yeah.
of that shirt. Like I feel like there's so many things I watched even later than fifth grade where I look back on it, I'm like, I'm glad I don't have like merchandise from this or something. But like Good Mythical Morning, it's just like so inoffensive and it was so fun at the time. Like I still have a respect for Retin.
I don't know. I might have just manifested this out of like nowhere, but I feel like there's kind of a lesser opinion of like Good Mythical Morning from I don't know, the internet. But honestly, I can still like I don't know. I still watch some of their videos occasionally. Like
I
they're
Yeah.
haven't watched
very
them in forever,
likable.
but I don't have any opposition to it. I just like literally haven't watched.
So, Devin, have you been watching their videos recently?
I mean, not like a ton
Not
of
really.
them, but
Okay. So basically, what that question is talking about is like they've just been like they have their now that they have their like massive production team of LA hippies or whatever, they'll just like I think it's something like at least 5 episodes that I saw where they'll just replace one of like the background characters or like the have someone that's on like you can see in the camera because they're doing like a competition and that's the judge or something, and they'll just replace that person with Gus Johnson like without mentioning it, and they haven't acknowledged it officially, but that's basically what that's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what was even the question. I don't think we can actually talk about it because it's like
Yeah, I
personal.
think that was sort of the joke.
Yeah,
all right.
but I
Do
just
y'all
got
have
reminded.
do y'all have any like legit preguntas?
uh, I have something I want to talk about. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's really
I
like
mean, I feel like, to be honest, for Coronation, I feel like we can definitely go over time if we're
yeah
not forcing it. Like, no one's gonna be if someone somehow listens through, they're not gonna be opposed to more.
yeah. I watched these videos of this like Russian guy today, and he did a documentary. It's like 2 hours total. Was the two videos I watched.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would honestly like normally I would never watch something that long on YouTube just because like I
Mm-hmm.
get even if it's like a 4 day weekend, I get weird about worrying about not having enough fun during like a time period. Like, what if I watch this movie and I don't like it? Then I wasted 2 hours, even though I have nothing productive to do.
Yeah.
But you know, the pressure to have fun is kind of off considering I have 5 months or something. And I won't be getting a job or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
watched it, and this guy, like illegally snuck cameras into North Korea and like filmed a bunch of stuff and went a bunch of like places, and it was really interesting. You know, I always assumed North Korea was like kind of like China, where
Mm-hmm.
the government is authoritarian and they monitor you, but like there's still a quality of life that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
You know, like I think in China, the government sucks, but people live around that. But in
Mm-hmm.
North Korea, it's just like really underdeveloped, and
Yeah.
like all of the developed places aren't even
Luxurious.
they aren't occupied. Like all the hotels they have for like pictures and journalists and tourists to see are empty, and like uh all of the nice apartments are mostly vacant, and people live in slums and like they bike and walk. They don't have electricity a lot of places, and they don't even have oil. Like cars, military vehicles run on wood sometimes, which is just crazy to me. That like I always figured,
Wow.
their government was the problem only, but they also are just, it's like a really terrible,
Yeah.
poor quality of life.
Well, I actually had watched a thing in 8th grade and stuff like that was like a documentary going into that, like you're talking about how underdeveloped things are and how poor things are and how god awful the infrastructure is. But I didn't know that they had vehicles running on wood. That
I didn't even know that was a
like
thing.
yeah, I didn't know that was possible outside of like a train.
Yeah, I thought, but I guess it works the same. You burn the
Yeah.
carbon or whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's
it should add that to
crazy.
Minecraft. But that giggle Devin sounded
Yeah,
really
Devin, that was
feminine.
such a weird
Wait,
little blip of
I'm
You're
not
like,
even paying attention to like my mouth
you went like,
movements.
I don't know. It was weird. But like the authoritarianism, like probably wiretapped hotels because they have radios that don't work with a ton of wiring. So that's probably some sort of surveillance. And like just how the people don't know that their country sucks,
yeah.
and they don't know that all the like pre-Cold War communist and socialist states, a lot of them disbanded.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I don't mean to be corny. I hate like comparing anything or referencing Orwell just because it's so many pseudo intellectuals do, like,
Yeah.
it's so Orwellian, bro. I'm really smart, and everything I have to say is fact because I read 1984. Like, let's be real. That's not a very difficult piece of literature. The ideas are pretty outright. He's like, authoritarianism bad,
Yeah.
but it's like literally some of the stuff is directly a version of what goes on in 1984, and it's like,
Yeah.
this is why I will never be an authoritarian.
But yeah, I agree. It's really like kind of unsettling almost how these people totally live in a different world, and not like the term like third world country kind of thing that I in what I'm saying, but literally like mentally, like you said, they don't know that
Yeah.
the country sucks compared to anything because they have no concept of even a slightly better life, as opposed to how like some of these billionaires live in hidden hills or whatever. And obviously they can't all live like that. Like I'm not saying everyone should be a billionaire outside of Los Angeles, like that's not possible, but I'm just saying, like, there are people that live so luxuriously. These people literally couldn't even comprehend it, but they don't know the difference. Oh, Daniel got moved
All
to.
right. Well, that's annoying. I didn't talk for like 2 minutes while you
Yeah.
were talking, but I guess I'll just have to interrupt you so I don't get kicked out.
But I mean, I was
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
done. I was
I
just
heard
saying,
what you
like,
said.
yeah.
And then it's kind of interesting, like the capitalism has emerged just because of how poorly managed the country is. That like, I am not anti-socialist, and in fact I am in favor of that a lot over unregulated capitalism. But you need to have a coherent country structure for any sort of nationalization to work.
Yeah.
And like, I am not a fan of communism, but like I think it could uh definitely work a lot better than it is in North Korea, and it's so poorly managed that
Yeah.
like they have to allow privatization.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like an upper class in North Korea uh, that has emerged, and it's just kind of like spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky.
And
Yeah.
I'm assuming even the upper class isn't that like
Well, they have like nice.
luxurious.
They have American and like European brands, and they have watches and like phones, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you know, uh,
Not the media though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
not internet. Um,
Right.
yeah, North
Yeah,
Korea
it's
is
just
spooky.
weird. Like it's totally a different like again, even though I feel like it's a dumbed down kind of like fake deep sort of way to put it, like it totally is like a different, like
Yeah,
it's a totally different reality inside of North Korea than even just South Korea.
and what's surprising is I think the guy in the documentary said South Korea still has more propaganda than North Korea, which like I don't know. I think it's just like that guy who went there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like very. I have a lot of respect for him. On one of the
Yeah.
videos, in one of them,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so dog is a like high cuisine, fancy type of meal in North Korea, and I think maybe so. I think probably South Korea. They have a similar. They
Culture
had a
kind of.
similar culture. It's a little bit different now,
Yeah.
but uh, like I don't know. A
I
lot of
mean, the
people were
food
like,
kind of sticks around though. Like,
yeah, a lot of people were so mad, just saying like the whole documentary was like so worthless because he ate dog, and the guy has a dog, and he didn't like eat the full meal because he felt guilty. But I think
mm-hmm.
it's just so strange, like, and it's gotta be some kind of. I mean, I get that people have emotional connection to their dogs, but there's
Mm-hmm.
literally, other than emotional connection, like I probably wouldn't eat a dog, and I definitely wouldn't want someone eating my dog, but that's how I would feel if I grew up on a farm with like pigs as pets that we didn't kill, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
pigs, and if you want to talk about like objective moral value, a pig is much more intelligent than a dog. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
just strange how like Westerners think it's such a horrid thing to eat a dog. Was like
Mm-hmm.
there's no there's no like reasoning you can really give for that other than an
Yeah.
impersonal thing.
Yeah. I agree. It's weird to me because like it, yeah, it's just like, I wouldn't really go out and eat dog, and it's not like I endorse that or some, but yeah, it's like pigs are really more intelligent than dogs, like you said, and they still have an edible element. Like it definitely gives me discomfort because, here in America, like I can only see a dog as a companion. I mean, assuming it's a nice dog, but I wouldn't want to eat a mean dog either. Like, I just can't get that image away of a dog being a companion.
Yeah,
But it's just like a cultural thing. I feel like it's not really
Yeah.
worthy of judging.
I get it. It's like me personally, even though I have a dog, I
Mhm.
feel like I don't know. I don't know why, but to me it just doesn't connect that like by eating a dog I am somehow like have less value for my own dog because then I mean I still appreciate pigs as animals and I think they
Yeah.
are uh definitely treated poorly, but I just don't have like the moral high ground to you know I mean it's not even more high ground with the dog thing. It's just like I don't feel like the connection, you
Mhm.
know, that that somehow it really matters. But I definitely understand if people do. I just don't think like how can you judge someone else when the only reason you have is a personal reason.
Yeah.
And they don't even eat it as often as we would eat pork or something because it's like a delicacy I think and
Yeah.
there's like something where the reason they eat it is like on the 3 hottest days of summer to make you sweat less or
Mhm.
something like that. So I don't know. It's just a cultural thing, and I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And then if it's like almost a like an scheduled in advance. Like most things where it's like a tradition kind of deal. There's sort of a specific time you do it, but like, and I guess you wouldn't really know in advance. But I do feel like if it's like the hottest day of the summer, that is still a ceremonious kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, and then that sort of makes it even harder to judge when again they're just eating an animal.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't. All right, we can wait.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, guys. I hope
Bye.
you
Gotta.
have a hot summer and eat lots of dog meat. Can I not
Goodbye,
say that? Will that offend
listeners
some
of
dirty
the
dirty
Convenience
Westerners?
Store
Honestly,
podcast.
anyone that's like so appalled by the concept of eating a dog that they can't take a light-hearted joke about it, I don't know if I'd really want them listening to
Oh, that's
me. Like
another funny
genuinely,
thing.
you're
People were especially mad because, like, the guy, when editing the video, he played "Who Let the Dogs Out" every time. And people were
but
so upset. But yeah, I see you later. Bye.
yeah.
Yeah,
Peace.
bye.
You guys.
Bye.